here we have it. This is the Pergeot Boxer panel van that we bought a couple of days ago from a well-known local dealership, and it was panelled out when we first saw it, and it was used previously as a builder's van. So there's lots of debris on the plywood side, and particularly the floor. But the dealership agreed to strip out the panelling and clean it all up, and there is some evidence of bits of not rust but just dirt and the grime and some areas of spilt paint, but it's not rust. The van is too new for that. It has had an initial sweep out, and I've also taken out all the previous fixing screws there and a couple over there and there, and I've painted them over with hammerite, and I'm going to seal them with Sikaflex, seal the holes with Sikaflex filler in a well, this morning. My job today is to do the flooring. I've got all the timber braces and the Kingspan 25mm. So we lay out the timber frame first, screw into the floor, infill with the Kingspan, and 12mm ply on top of that. And of course I'm using, and the other thing I didn't say was that the dealership agreed to provide a new ply lining set, or kit as they call it, and so I've got a new kit in the garage, and so that, because it's 9mm, I'm not going to use that for the flooring, but it's certainly going to be very useful for the pattern, as it's a bespoke fit. The ply lining kit is a bespoke fit for this actual van. Some very useful over cab storage area here, which is going to be cleaned out and used for some good storage. I think it's quite a bit dirty at the moment, so that does need cleaning out. There's several scuffs. Not bothered particularly with this bulkhead, because the bulkhead's going to be taken out anyway. The bolts, well, there's a rivet there, but the rest of them are bolts, and that should be pretty easy to undo. And then there's also some scuff marks just down at the end here, and also on the back door, but again I'm not so bothered about that because that's going to be painted over afterwards, and particularly on that door there. I've done some initial markings of the positioning of the furniture when I get around to doing that, and also the windows, which is there and also there. All this is going to be covered up, so I'm not really so bothered about painting that area. And I've covered up where the initial square boxing panelling was over these wheel arches, and again painted, and will be a little bit of Sikaflex later on. So that's about it for this little short video of an introduction. This stepping area needs to be cleaned up, the rubber needs to be painted, and so does the sill, metal sill, but that will be cleaned up, it'll come up really well. So I kind of think that's it for now, so I'll record progress on the van conversion and post it up and see how we go. So this is the when we first had the idea of buying a panel van and converting it into a camper van, we had to make decisions about the height of the vehicle and the length of the vehicle. And we decided that we previously had a very old L2 length vehicle, L2H3, and the bike rack was protruding out of the back by around about 500 mils, So it became effectively a 6 meter van lengthwise. So we had the idea this time of buying a panel van which was 6 meter long, L3 length, and having the bikes on the inside. And so the original drawing, which is what we're looking at now, and by the way, I know lots of people who do vans and don't have drawings, they just have sketches, but that's just the way I kind of like to do things. I just like to see plan elevation, sections and so on. So the original design, if we look at the side view, which is this top one here, and this is as you go in the sliding door, you're faced with a window, top storage, electric, under the work surface, water compartment, in there will be 2 water tanks, fresh and grey water. There's the sink. 240 hookup will be in there. This is the WC itself, sink. And then moving along a bit, we've got again more top storage. Another window. That's the backing of the seating, which will become the bed when it's folded down. This is the actual seat itself. Wheel arch and under seat storage. And this 400mm section here was going to be what's called a garage. So the bikes would effectively enter this way. So this will be a false wall, 400mm from the back doors. And that's the plan that we went with. It was devised around about middle of January, and that's the plan that we went with. This is a cross section on A. There's A. This is the cross section. So you see top storage at the back of the vehicle, more top storage in the 400mm area. Section is halfway through the seating and under seating storage. And then if we come to the plan, we see electric. This is the work top here. Electric, water, work top on the top of that. WC, 1400mm bed, because we particularly wanted to sleep crossways or traversely, however you like to say it. And so the width of the van from there to there was really important. And the only one that would fit our bill, I mean, I'm 5'10", and the only one that would fit our bill was the family of Boxer, Relay and Ducato. And we eventually settled, well, it took a long time to find one actually, but we eventually found one which was a Boxer, which we're really pleased with. And so here we have the 400mm garage going the full width of the vehicle. This is the 1400mm bed, widthwise of course, and the plan is that when folded out, that's the base of the bed, or mattress, foam mattress, that's the other base, and these 2 back cushions are the 3rd and 4th section of the bed, which will go here, making a full width bed and sleeping this way. These red circles, by the way, are for the LED downlights, touch sensitive, and 4 spots behind the bed, there, and there. This is another work surface. Here will be the fridge and the cooker. Not really decided which way round, and this is the entrance of the vehicle. So, and this is a section on B, this is section B here, through the garage. And so when you open the back doors of the vehicle, you will see this is inside storage, so you access that from inside the vehicle and the storage is there going that way. So that's a blank plywood. Below that, you will see the outside access storage. So you've got a really good 1900mm by around 400mm large storage area for tools, bike gear, dirty shoes, all that kind of stuff, you know, that you don't want inside the vehicle. Wet clothing maybe, etc. And a very large area of about 1100 by 1900 for the actual bikes themselves. I've worked it out that 2 bikes together, back to back, handlebars turn round, will fit into the 400mm width space. So that was the original plan, and we went with that for several weeks. But it all became very difficult to kind of arrange, and it was all down to the windows. And the windows are a selection of windows. There's a lot of pluses and minuses for different types of windows, but essentially it's bonded windows, size windows or Dometic, same thing, same company, which have integrated blind, and they come in lots of different sizes, and polyvision windows, which are a cheaper version of the size Dometic windows, and then there's called the rubber mounted ones, which are you see on much older vans, and it's very straightforward, very simple, and you know, not that modern these by today's standards. And in terms of fitting the windows in the spaces as indicated here and here, the size windows would fit because there is some flexibility on the positioning of them, and obviously the smaller the window you have, the greater flexibility on the precise positioning of them, because this space here is 1400, so 750 would be good, and this space here would be 800, and so 400 would be good. So you can precisely position the size Dometic window in that area, and likewise behind the bed you can precisely fit a Dometic window, size window, in this area here, equidistant within the 1400 mil bed space. That's all very well, except each of these windows, this is a 700mm, we're looking at a 700mm or a 750mm by 400 window at £300 each. That's a lot of money when you're having 4 plus a roof light. And that's assuming that you fit them yourselves, and they're not that difficult to fit. So, concerned a little bit about the expense, you know, the overall expense of the van plus the fitting out. I felt I had to really look at or explore other possibilities. So, if you like, that was plan A, and then because of the window and the difficulty in windows, and of course bonded windows won't fit this particular space, because bonded windows, you can get a panel there, you can get a window there, fine, and it fits in, it precisely fits in the actual recess, the mouldings of the actual outside of the panel itself of each individual van. So if you had a, you know, if you had a transit van, for instance, you get bonded windows precisely for that transit van, Iveco van, etc., VW, and so on. So for this L3 model of Boxer, there's the option of having a long window there. I think it's about 12, from the outside it's about 1400mm, but then it eats in a little bit to the WC, so we didn't want that. And on the back part, from the panel actually fits, sorry, the window actually fits the 3 sections, 1, 2, 3. So we can't have a central section because it's half in the WC and half in the bedroom area. That's not good for a variety of reasons. And also we can't have the third section or third quarter because it goes, you know, virtually almost to the end of the vehicle. So it'll be partly in the garage area and partly in the bedroom area. Again, that's not acceptable, as we wanted it centralised. So I had to go back to the drawing board And so after a couple of weeks, I came up with this. This was on the mid-January. So I came up with this plan B. And this is roughly early March that I came up with this. So it's a radical transformation, really. So in this design, we completely did away with the at the end here. This is the plan. Completely did away with the garage area. Moved the bedding, seating, and bedding to the back of the vehicle. 400mm wide, 900mm WC, 1400 electrics and water cupboard. The layout is actually the same. It's just that we've done away with the garage. And by doing that, it means that the back doors can stay open, and if it's a lovely day, get some ventilation through, look at the views and so on, escape if you need to, enter if you need to, that way. So whereas the other, with the false wall in the garage area on plan A, you really couldn't go out the back door at all or enter through the back door at all. So in some ways it's a better design, but more importantly, we now can get the centralised window along this wall here, no windows in the WC, and also a third quarter window which pretty much is centralised in the bed area, because we've gone back this way 400 mils. The bed area here, the cooker and fridge remain the same. So we have gained 400 metres going that way. And as far as the bikes, we still didn't want to have a bike rack on the back here. So as far as the bikes, what we've decided to do is create, although that's a 1400mm work surface, the actual unit will only be approximately 1000mm. This will be not boxed off underneath this worktop, and the plan is for the bikes to slide in there and secured in various different ways behind the driver's seat. This, by the way, is the driver's seat and the passenger seat just there. So directly behind the driving and passenger seat. Access to the vehicle through the sliding door is this way. I've tried it out. I'll put the bikes in, turn around the handlebars, which you have to do, and it does work. And it's also a better idea because of the access through the back door is obviously a great bonus. Also, we won't always be taking bikes everywhere, so that would be quite a large area of seating without the bikes, and it's still manageable with the bikes. So all in all, it's a win-win. This is the side view as you enter through the sliding door. You're faced with electric compartment, water compartment, and that is the 400mm width area for the bikes to stand upright. Handlebars turned around, full height WC, top storage, seat, back of the seating, bed base and seating, which will form the full width bed from there to there. And that's a sketch of it. So that's really it. I've also done some, again, one doesn't have to do that, but I think it's wise to, some bigger scale drawing of both the electrical water unit and also the cooker and fridge unit. This was probably one of the very first sketches that I did. The orange, pink represents the storage areas, and the green represents the seating and bedding areas. Further sketches, and this is in relation to the wheel arch box, the under seat storage area, and that's with the seating, bedding out, and so on. That's an idea for the sliding bed base, so it's much easier to put out. More sketches to do with the layout of the van, seating area. This is when I came up with the original idea for the slide-in bikes at the front of the vehicle. That's where the idea started from. There's always potential, of course, to have the bikes running lengthways, entering from the back of the vehicle, running parallel to the seating area. That's a possibility, and probably more difficult to secure it, and also maybe potential for getting, you know, perhaps the floor probably a bit dirtier down there. So probably won't go with that. A little sketch of the bike's front wheel sitting inside next to the electrical compartment there. Other sketches and so on. Further sketches of the sharing of the grey water waste, which is there, and the fresh water supply, which is there. Electric compartment. Sketch of seating with a table on a pedestal there. And a potential sketch for the cooking hob, 2-ring, fridge here, cooker there, bed with a little dividing ply to separate a little bit from the cooking from the seating area, and that is the water area with the 2 tanks there and WC next to it. Various sizes and so on. So one doesn't have to do sketches, but anyway, I'll end this video now, and so let's crack on with the work. Hope you've liked it. Press like if you do like it, and dislike if you don't. Okay, thanks, bye.